Hey folks, my name is Chuck and I'm going to be taking you on an overlooked art tour. We're at the intersection of Tate and Spring Garden in Greensboro, North Carolina, near the campus of UNCG. And what we're going to be looking at today is some art that you may not normally look at. It's things that aren't in galleries, but more along the lines of just things that you happen to trip across. First place we're going to go to is if you head down Tate Street, we're going to hang a right onto Walker and go to the back of the building behind there and take a look at something there. Alright, let's go. Alright folks, we're at the first stop of the overlooked art tour. We're in the back of Jaboro's Latin Cafe, as you can see. What we're taking a look at is the back of this building. There's a white square back there. If you take a look, you'll see it. One of the things that I thought that was most interesting about it was that if you stare at it long enough, it looks like it has sort of a face into it. I can't really tell what it is. I don't know if it's like a picture of Lyndon Johnson or maybe like some weird clown or maybe some person that they were advertising for or whatever. I just thought it was really cool. If you just walk by, you think it's just a square, but if you actually slow down, take a look, it's actually something kind of cool looking. Take a glance, see what you think. This is our first stop. We have about 5 more to go. This will only take you about 15 minutes, I think, if you go at a nice leisurely pace. So the next place we're going to go is if you continue up Walker, you'll get to the intersection of Walker and Springdale, and there's some really cool stuff on the pavement here we'll come talk about in just a minute. Hey y'all, we're at the second stop, intersection of Walker and Springdale. What we're taking a look at is the pavement here. The sidewalk all around the intersection here on the right side. If you'll look down, you'll notice a lot of pavement that whenever it was paved, a lot of people decided that they were, or a couple of people decided that they were going to, you know, leave their permanent marks in here. So we're taking a look at what those artists did. If you'll take a look, one thing that I thought was kind of cool was that you can tell that it's actually two people that literally, you know, spent half a dozen or so of these, left their impression half a dozen or so of these pavements. And every time I go through this, okay, so I totally ran out of memory on my card. Apparently it's a good idea to actually wipe the things off your memory card before you start recording things like this. So anyways, back to what I was saying before, what I think is kind of a cool thing to do here is to sort of trace the steps of the people just to see, you know, I don't know, I just think it's sort of a cool thing to do and kind of fun, and I always have to do it pretty much every time I walk by here. And this one is really kind of weird because it has this like thing where you have to, like, I don't know, if you walk in his steps, it's almost like the dude's trying to walk funny, or maybe he has this weird strut to him or something. I don't know. It sort of reminds me of like that Jamiroquai video from back in the 90s where like with the walking floors and everything. I don't know. Kind of cool. Just thought I'd share that with you. Come and check it out, see what you think yourself. Also, there's this really cool Tar Heel Paving logo that's in the corner right near one of the footsteps. It's sort of like a twist of irony there. I thought that was kind of neat. Little shout out to the state of North Carolina. But we're going to go on to the third stop here on the tour. It's up at the corner. If you keep going up Walker to the corner at Mendenhall, it's right up there. I'll catch you on the corner. Go to the corner where the Presbyterian Church is. Thanks. Okay folks, so we're at the next stop, which is at the corner of Mendenhall and Walker. We're on the corner with the Presby Church in the background, and we're looking diagonally across the street at the house near the Do Not Enter and One Way sign. I thought the roof of the house was really cool. Sort of has this deepened corn kind of feel to it. Taking landscape and making it flat, you've got like a composition of like rustedness. You've got this really odd sort of circular thing. I have no idea what it's for, that has like the rust on it, and also has like some chipped up paint from where they haven't taken care of it, and the roof just looks completely worn and battered. I really have no clue how these people have stayed dry for like the last couple of nights with all the rain that we've had. But I just thought it was really cool. Also, if you go across the street, like if you walk across the street like I'm doing, which probably isn't all that safe, you can see this really cool sort of random, like, what was that? Anyways, you can see this really cool sort of horse thing that sometimes in the windows. It's not there now, but the random thing I was looking at was that. I don't know what that is. Anyways, we're going to go down the street. Okay, so it happened to me again. I've got to get better about uploading these in between. But what I was going to say is we're heading down Mendenhall, hang a left off of Walker onto Mendenhall, go down to McGee, hang a left, and we're going to go to the end of that street there. I'll see you there. Okay, we're on our 4th official stop. Sorry, it's actually more like 6th, but we're on our 4th official one. We're at the corner of Edgar and McGee Streets. What you're looking at is on the left side before you would turn onto Edgar. There's this black fence along it. Look towards the end, the right end of it, and you'll see a part that's broken off and has been sort of leaned to keep it in place. It's very sculptural. I really like it. I think the negative space on it's really cool. You can look through it and see all these really neat shapes and everything, and capture the things that are around it in its environment, whether it be a car or the gravel or a bush or, you know, apartment, whatever it may be. But it's something you really got to walk around and crouch down and take a look through and just see what you sort of see through it. Really neat. You get a little rustedness to it. It has sort of like a very much like a Louise Nevelson found object sort of feel to it, with being sculptural, and has her favorite color of black, so I thought of her when I saw it. But just think it's really neat. Come and check it out. Edgar and McGee. We're going to head down Edgar a couple of steps. About halfway down the road, you'll see a house on the left, a little greenhouse. That's where we're going next, folks. Alright, we're at overlooked stop number 5. We're on Edgar right before you get to Walker. Look down at the pavement when you get towards the door right there. You'll see an old street painted, like an old street marker that's worn away from over time and everything. You can barely see it anymore. But what's really cool is if you look and see the lines that have been made from the impression that it made in there, you can still get an essence of it, and it's got really cool lines in it that I really like. Another thing that's on this that's really cool is I really like the words that someone else wrote. Someone did some graffiti right next to it, and you almost have to wonder if they chose that spot because of the street marker that was there, and because of the effect the street marker left on the road, saying maybe, you know, that their graffiti has a message that's associated with that sign. I don't know. Come check it out, see what you think. I kind of think that they may be connected in some sort of way. Also, right now there's something kind of neat in the fact that there's someone that was maybe reading this, trying to look for it themselves, and left some mud on the road where they tried to swerve out of the way. It's like they were reading it and then they swerved to try to miss it. Just kind of neat thing. Next thing we're going to do is our last stop on the tour. If you hang a left on Walker and then hang a right on Springdale, go down Springdale till you get to the intersection of it with Spring Garden, and we're going to the greenhouse on the end there. We'll see you there, folks. It's kind of a long walk. Sorry about the distance in between these two. Try to amuse yourselves, dance, sing a song that's in your head, suck up the atmosphere around you, or enjoy the bright sunshine. See you in a few. Alright, folks, last stop on the tour. We're at Overlooked Art stop number 6. We're at a greenhouse here at the corner of Springdale and Spring Garden. What we're looking at here is this lovely porch swing that we've got here. One of the things I love so much about this is that one of the things that I have the fondest memory of as a kid is the porch swing that we had at our house. I used to love to sit on that thing, especially when I was waiting for the school bus in the mornings. Just, you know, swing, relax. Even today, if I find a porch swing, it's hard for me to resist not going over there. You know, just taking a seat down, relaxing for a little bit, you know, just thinking about, you know, simpler times. You know, I actually busted my nose open on the one that I had as a kid, but I still love these things, can't get enough. It's just so hard not to relax and, you know, de-stress on these things. Also really cool, the pavement that you've got your feet on right now, if you're like me and sitting on the porch, it's really cool. I love the lines on it. I love the fact that it has a real texture to it from the paint and everything, and also it catches light differently because of how the pavement's just absolutely broken, like some earthquake, you know, completely broke this thing up and made it shift in all different weird ways. Just thought that was really cool. Well, folks, that's all the scheduled stops. Thank you so much for taking time to go on the tour with me. I appreciate you looking at it. If you haven't gone on the tour, download this to your iPod or MP3 player or whatever on your phone. Take it with you. If you don't have one of those, or you just want to go old school, print out the information off of finiterandomness.com/overlookedart.html, or go to MySpace, Facebook, or Greensboro Craigslist and find out more information about this. Thank you so much again.